Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M36 gun motor carriage, otherwise known as the Jackson. It's a Tier 6 American tank destroyer, and it's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka under the command of Milestone 77. And battle has commenced, and they're off. 90mm gun, one mark of excellence on the barrel you can see, and that was earned in a previous battle. Now, there is a metal cover over the top of the Jackson, but in actual fact that metal cover wasn't there during the Second World War. It was actually a folding metal cover that was put on later on after the war, and when the Jackson was in use during the Korean War. Now, they actually made 2,324 of this tank destroyer. And it was particularly effective because it's got a 90mm gun which can take out most German tanks at distance, which means you didn't have to be vulnerable to their gun and get close to them in order to kill them. And that was the case with the M10 Wolverine and with the Hellcat as well. It's got alpha damage 240, sorry, and penetration of 160mm with standard ammo, which goes up to 243 with APCR. And you can see that Milestone is taking up position up on the far side of the bank to shoot down on the enemy as they come up the west side of the map, and he can see over to the far side of the map as well. That's outside normal view range. And there's a Tiger 131 on the west side. He fires a round. Oh, it doesn't go through. It's at very long range. There is a T-37 getting closer. Trouble is, he might be spotted if he gets, if that T-37 gets any closer. T-34 shielded. Oh, goes over the top of him. Trying to get a shell in. No, that went over the top as well. Yeah, that T-37 is getting rather close. Too close for comfort, really. He is taking fire, but we really need him dead because if he stays up there, he can spot us, and that will be very expensive. Oh, he's gone. Taken out by our MT-25, and he's actually in the middle of the field. So it was a great shot to hit him from that distance. Now we're aiming towards the centre line because there has been a couple of tanks seen up there. One was the Churchill 1 and the other was the KV2. This is a Tier 6 game, we're top tier. It's a 510 format. Oh, there's the Churchill 1, but below the ridgeline. And the T-34 shielded has turned up in the rear. Oh, we tracked him! Can we get another shot in? 7.68 seconds to reload. It is a long reload, but it's a big shell, so you'd expect it to be long. Sherman's been seen in the centre line, and there's that Tiger 131 again, trying to aim for the middle plate, but we go through the lower plate instead, and we score a low roll, trying to get the weak points. That one looks as if it went through the weak points, the flat parts at the front of the vehicle. Fires one in blind, but that fails. You can see with standard AP, it's able to do damage to that Tiger 131 at some distance away. And that's one of the best features about the M36. Now, something you will see on the M36 is it does have a bustle at the rear of the vehicle. And that's a counterweight for the gun. And it also carries several rounds of ammunition in additional bins, so it's an ammo rack as well as a counterweight, and that's why it's got that funny rear at the back. Next time it comes out I'll show you that. Up, KV-1S moving up, just see the turret, lining up a shot. Oh no, don't get it, we didn't get it, we're having to pull back now. We're behind the bush, but I think we were... Oh, no, he got the kill. 171. Yeah, but I think they did see us because shells are coming in and hitting us. Yep, you can see that bustle at the rear. There we go. It's a counterweight to the gun, and it carries additional ammo. So it was an open top turret during the war, but they covered it over to protect the crew from small arms fire during the Korean War and after the war. Okay, moving up again. We should have gone unspotted now. I think we're going to take one of the other bushes, or no, we're going back to the same one. Particularly effective position here because you not only see what's coming up the west side of the map, you can actually see the centre of the field as well. There's the Tiger 131 again. It's been spotted. And yep, that one wipes him out. 23 hit points. And that Churchill's been seen, and we bounce around from a Su-85. So we're pulling back, so we're behind the ridge line, so the Su-85 can't hit us. He must be further south on the 1 or 2 line, that Su-85. Probably on the 2 line, in the bushes. Coming up again. We ought to go to a different bush, really, because if you've been seen in this bush, the moment you fire, they'll know that you're there again, and they'll keep firing at that position. Go for Churchill 1, and we get one hit. 223. Wait for the Su-85 to respond. He hasn't, but he will. Fire one blind. Oh, he takes out the Churchill. He worked out where he went and put a round into him. Right, we've reloaded. Standard ammo. That Su-85 didn't respond. Maybe he's moved up and changed position. Well, we have to assume that one of the 2 tank destroyers, the T-67, is elsewhere on the map, but the Su-85 is definitely on the 2 line or the 1 line. I think he's fairly far north. Actually, I'd say that the Su-85 must be around about the G line or the G row or the F row to see us and shoot us. Mind you, we didn't see him, so there's a possibility he might be further than further away. It could be that after he lost the Tiger 131 and the Churchill, he was blinded. He had nobody to spot for him, and that's why he stopped firing. Okay, KV2's up at the centre line, dialing in. Nope, didn't get a hit there. Remember, it's a long way for the shell to travel. It's a fairly slow shell because it is a 90mm. Still nothing. I think the only tank left alive on this side of the map must be the T-34 shielded. And he's probably holding back because he's got so low on health. The enemy has got as far north as the C row on the east side of the map. The 25 TP's over there, the P-43. Oh, the 25 TP's just got wiped out by our Grilla. Now the enemy does have the advantage. They've got an advantage of 3 tanks. Despite the fact that we've killed 3 of the enemy on our side, the fact of the matter is they've still got an advantage of 3. They've still got 10 tanks to kill. This is going to be difficult. T-34 shielded, cut some courage. He came forward and he's been wiped out. Now wait for the Su-85 to respond. He might respond. We're pulling back to avoid. We just lost another tank, but we gain one back. It's now a 2 tank difference. It might seem actually we've been boxed into the northwest corner of the map. That's a bit awkward in the sense, the fact that we do have this difference in the number of tanks that have been killed. We are at a disadvantage. Now, as I may have mentioned before, one of the aspects of the M36 that's good is that so long as you don't move your vehicle, you can rotate your turret without losing your camo or your binocs. So they will be active even if you rotate the turret on the Jackson. Now that can't be said for the other tank destroyers. Oh, we just lost our Grilla and we lost our P-43. We're now down to just 4 vehicles left, and there's a... oh, it's a big difference now. They've got 8 vehicles, we've got 4. 2-to-1 advantage to the enemy. This is going to be a difficult one. There's 3 minutes 42 seconds left on the clock. We've now got 4 kills with the highest scorer on our team. But I don't think it's likely we'll be able to win this one, not unless there's a miracle. Because our remaining teammates haven't scored a kill apiece yet. But this means that the enemy might try to push and push on our cap. We've got a Panzer IV-H over to the east side near the railway line, and the KV-2 is still, as far as we know, on the centre line. But they may try to push up towards our cap by going up those gullies. The gully on the S line, or 6 line rather I should say, not the S line, or the 5 line, whichever way you want to look at it. But there is a dip there that you can drive up without being seen from the west side of the map. It's only when you get to near the cap that it flattens out, and then you can be seen. They've got an OI experimental as well. And that's a big heavy tank, but he might be moving up now because he's got no opposition. Oh, they've been spotted. It's a Crusader. He's managed to make it up all the way in the bushes. Are we going to shoot? Well, we do. 237 hit points. He's not going to survive another shot, and he's gone down. And that's the 2-minute warning. Now we pulled back from the bush because we still don't know where that Su-85 has gone, and we don't want him to put a shot into us. Although we've still got 100% of our hit points, it would have been very inconvenient to have been killed. And at this moment, the best thing for us to do is to move to a different bush, I think. But there's the OI experimental. He has moved up. He's in the dip actually, and the KV-2's near the centre line, and that bounced off the side armour, or the front armour I should say. The KV-2's been spotted at the centre line. They are capping, but the OI was destroyed by our Su-122. Somebody is in the cap. I suspect that will probably be the Panzer IV-H. But neither of the other two are moving, and in fact I wouldn't expect the Su-122 to move. There's the KV-2. Can we get him? Oh, no, bounced off the armour. Pulling back. We've only got the top of the turret showing. And he gets him with the next shot. It was a one shot, but we've lost our Excelsior, so we're now going to have to go in and get the reset, because the Su-122 can't do that. He's got very short view range. If he exposes himself, he'll be killed straight away. They've got 2 in the cap at the moment, so we need to get that reset. There's only 25 seconds left to go and 15 to get the cap. So we need to get a reset on one of the vehicles. Can we see one? We're going to have to get close. There it is, a T-67. And we get the reset just in time. And the Su-122's been killed. There's 6 seconds left. We killed the T-67. I doubt if we'll get a kill on the Panzer IV-H. We auto-aim, and that's game. It's a draw. Oh, God, that was close at the end. That was so close. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first class tanker for Milestone 77 in the M36 Jackson. He also got a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he got 6 exactly. And a win 8 of 5559 during that battle. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he got the highest damage, 1,727 hit points altogether. The KV2 on the enemy team got 1,536. When it came to kills, it was Milestone who managed to get 6. The highest scorer on the enemy team was the KV2, the Panzer IV-H, and they got 3 kills apiece. And then there's a whole bunch of tanks with 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, well, it was Milestone 77 with 611, who managed to get the highest amount. Next highest scorer was the Panzer IV-H with 463, and then the P43 Biz with 449 on the enemy team. If we look at detail, he fired 23 90mm rounds, got 17 direct hits, 11 penetration. Some of those rounds didn't penetrate because they were fired at long range, or they just simply bounced off the armour. He did damage of 1,727 hit points, of which 854 were at more than 300 meters. He received 7 hits from the enemy, and all of them were non-penetrations, most of them from that Su-85. He blocked damage of 1,285 hit points in total. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did damage assistance of 690 hit points, and got 28 defense points when he reset the cap by killing the T-67. He earned 19,691 credits, got 4,558 for a mission completion, and courageous resistance as well of 3,099 points, credits. That actually comes because you've managed to get an epic medal in a losing game. In fact, if it's a draw, that both teams are losing, but because he managed to get an epic medal, he gets the score equalized to that of a winning team member, which is the extra 3,099. So his total came to 27,348 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he still had 21,333 credits to take away. He received 2 bonds, one for the top gun, one for the high caliber. He also picked up 611 base XP, 373 for courageous resistance, again equalizing the score, and 197 XP for mission completion, giving a total of 1,181 experience points altogether. So yes, Jackson to the base rescue. Well, just in time, in the nick of time you could say, to get that shot on the T-67 and get the reset. If he'd left it any later, the enemy would have completed their cap and it would have been game over, but at least he picked up the high caliber and the top gun to make sure his score was a lot higher. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.